morning, everybody. Sorry it's been so long since I've been on. It was family vacation week and a few other things going on. I will be on until hopefully the next 2.5 to 3 hours. Depending on how I feel, I will have to cut it short. I had a temporary crown installed yesterday and I am still having some issues. I know what y'all are saying, my issues have issues, and that is true. See here, these things are filthy. So today we are back to work on our D&D monster, or one-page rules proxy for the Saurian Empire, or I think that's what they're called. Saurian Star Host, something like that. So we're going to work on this guy today. Let's see here. Try and kill that shadow a little bit. Oh, that's drowning me out, but I don't care how I look on screen. Unlink these controls. Try bringing up the right. That's good enough. You guys can see the model. It's looking really, really good. We need to finish up on the headpiece. I want to see if we can't find a way to color those runes that are in there. Let's see. You can see them in there. Looks like they're showing up on camera a little bit. Hey, Sifton. So we're trying to get him all finished up. And then we put the washes on, and the washes had some gloss and some space, for some of the washes, and some of them didn't, which is what we wanted. But when I put the matte varnish on it to protect it, we're going to lose the shine that we wanted. So I also have a little bottle of gloss varnish, and we'll go back and we'll put that on in the spots where we're going to need it. I'm thinking the gemstone sections and maybe some of the larger metal plates will get a little bit of it. But all in all, I'm very happy with the way this came out. We're gonna work on the base today first. I bought the big old bag of cork bits, and we're gonna put some rocks on it. Use them to make rocks. It's gonna take them a while to dry, so I want to get them glued on, and then we can continue on painting. That's a good rock size for that. I want to put a kind of a tallish one in the back here. And then we'll get, once these guys are glued down, that glue is going to take about, I like to give it 24 hours to set before I prime it or anything. So I want to get this glued down, and then I want to use the smaller cork bits to fill in around the edges, and then we're going to use more of the texture paste to build the base up a little bit so that it looks like it's a rocky, muddy field that he's fighting in. And then we have our ground tufts that we'll add at the end there. And I have the colors for doing the rocks, but I'd like to put a couple of them on here, like in the back here. Maybe get this one up in with that and try and build it in so that it's a large rock that he's trying to fight and maneuver his way around and still be able to attack. I think that looks really good. And like I say, when we have the tiny little rubble to fill in and the little bits that'll help us to blend this in and make it look like a rocky field. The brown for the dirt, we're going to keep some of it because I want to try and make it so that he has his footprints set into that dirt, so that when you do put him back on his magnets, it fits like he was always there, and it doesn't look like two separate pieces glued together, if you take my meaning. I am running RPG Community Bot today. I did not hear the sound go off. For some reason I muted it. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, there should be another tack here in a couple minutes, and we'll see if we can hear that go off. So let's pull him off. We see where the rocks are going to go. Then we're going to do this with our usual base. We're just going to glue it down with a little bit of PVA. And then we'll come back in later because this stuff will dry nice and clear for us. Let's see. And then we'll bring some more PVA up alongside of it to stand up there, please. We'll put in some more PVA alongside to fill in with these smaller bits as it begins to dry. Okay, so you're going to lay down right there. There we go. Then they'll hold each other up. Get him off of there so that can dry. So these guys are set. Once they're sticking fairly well, then we'll put some more PVA around the base and add the other rocks to fill in and make it blend to the base. And then when we add more texture paste, it'll blend even better. And then I can take this out probably tomorrow morning and prime it. And then with luck, we can just spend tomorrow or Thursday painting the base. I do need to work on my Warhammer guys a little bit, so I might do that tomorrow while this baby does its drying time. Or, yeah, let this do its dry time. Because after we put the other little rocks and all on it, I will seal them in with some thin super glue. Okay. Anything else going on here? Oh yeah, I can show you what it did. It has been determined that I am no longer allowed to be left alone in tables and towers, because when I am, I buy something. And this isn't too bad. I picked up he had a pre-assembled, somebody brought in part of their army they didn't want anymore. So I have these 9 scarabs that are pre-assembled. The person already glued them down, so I'm going to have to find a way to get them off of here, because I want to do up the bases first like I did for the other set that are done. And then we can paint everybody up, get some more candy coated ones going there, because I want to make them more like the ones we already did, where I built up the bases and added different rocks and things and painted the bases before we put the minis on. I want to do that again. The main reason that I can't be left alone in tables and towers is because I went ahead and bought that. I probably really shouldn't have. I don't need. It's not like I need more models to paint. They're not armies that I play. So I'm toying with the idea of either painting them up and giving them to my eldest, who does play Tyranids, or making dioramas and giving them away on the channel. something along those lines. I did also take the time to put together some of our candy coated guys that were pretty primarily completely painted. They are not glued to the bases yet. I like doing the bases before I glue them down, but they are assembled. When I did paint them on sprue, I didn't bother to look at the instructions. So none of these guys are proper. The heads don't go with the bodies the way they're supposed to. The weapons didn't attach the way they were supposed to. So I had to do a lot of finagling to get them together. So we have a set of 10 that are complete, well, not necessarily completely unique, but they're unique for us. The other 10 are in a similar state because I painted them the exact same as I did the others. So I was toying with the idea of putting them together with their colors mixed and matched the way it would be, almost like they were being put back together from the spare parts on field. I just think that would look pretty interesting. Plus, I don't mind my army looking kind of goofy. I'm not a serious player. Okay. Okay, let that dry. We can work on this guy. Got to clean these brushes that I used while I was at Tables and Towers. And if anybody would like, we could probably set up, I could probably talk to the owner, and if we wanted to do a day there where people came in and we sat down and we painted and just chit-chatted, I don't think he would have a problem with that, but if anybody's interested, hit me up in Discord. You, of course, have to be local. Okay, 18-0 round. There we go. That'll work for the detail we have to do on here. So I want to do, like I was saying, I want to do some touch up on these gemstones. The purple does not pop out the way as much as I would like it to. And that teal on the gemstone looks like it needs another coat. And then we'll get into the runes here. I kind of want the runes to glow. So I was thinking about taking, I don't have any soak up UV and glow, but I have stuff that glows under UV light. And I was thinking about taking either this blue, the Cuttlefish Colors Altered Lightning, or they have the mutagenic green to make those runes glow. But I've also got a couple others. I've got this yellow-orange, or orange-yellow from Green Stuff World, and I have a fluorescent red from Green Stuff World. I've used this before on the objective markers, and it works really well. I'm just not sure which color to throw on here for these guys. You also will see a new channel point redemption. If you find me not paying attention to you guys in chat and you send something that I need to respond to, there's like a 1 or 10 point thing that'll alert me. And again, I didn't hear battle music. Let's see here. Am I not logged into it? I'm not logged into it. That might be why. Trigger fire. Oh, apparently it's not on here. Okay, let me fix this. Tools. That should work now. Now we should hear sounds. Okay, we'll find out here in a minute. Minute and 58, actually. Okay. And we are 3 followers away from the mini giveaway. The miniatures that are available for giveaway are scrolling on the left there on the screen. Okay. Thought I had the command set. There we go. The link to the Google album where all the minis I have available for giveaway is right there. Yeah. Okay, let's get to painting. So let's see here. Let's start out. We'll pull out Azure Magic. Go. Definitely don't need much of that. Or the purple. Barely need a drop of these guys. The spots are so little. I am liking the way the bone color came out. It looks really good. I also like the way the washes create a little more depth to these models. So let's see here. Okay, let's try and start off with these little bits. These guys seem a little better coated than I thought. Just some little touch-ups on it. Okay, I did not hear that come through. See if I can test this alert. Okay, I heard that. I need to turn it up a little bit too, because it apparently is not loud enough. see if maybe the link has changed. I know it was working over the weekend. We were testing it. When we were away. Thought there was a way to test these sounds though. All right, well, we'll see what happens with the next set. There we go. Don't tell me we're starting that issue again. There we go. About 30 minutes in. Okay. Let's get into this. Let's see. You know what? We don't have any orange on this guy, so let's go ahead with the orange yellow fluorescent. Not exactly sure how we're going to get this in those thin little spots without getting it everywhere, but we've always got the paint and white method. Get a couple rags together just in case. All right, guys, just making the little rags. There we go. All right, let's pull one off here. I have a feeling that's going to be the best way to do this. All right. go. I think I have an 18-0 spotter, which will make this much easier. That's round. That's a liner. Oh. Well, if I have to, I'll use this one. This is a 20/0. It's got a very, very fine point. Okay. A little more. I don't think the paint's thick enough there. Let's try this. Nope, that's not working right either. Back over here. Try and get a thicker globule of this paint out. There we go. That's got a lot more pigment in it, a little less water. It's too thin for what we're trying to do here. Okay, let's get in there and paint some lines. Okay. There we go. You guys won't be able to see this, but I'm going to see how that glow's working. Worst comes to worst, we back off and find another way to do it. Because it doesn't look like it wants to come out right. Oh, I got rid of my power strip. So much for being proactive and rewiring the office. now you're plugged in. Make sure you work. Yep. All right, let's test here. Oh, that looks better than expected. Okay. That actually did work. Needs very little of that paint to do its job. So, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and paint these other runes. And then I see just a couple of small areas where I need to touch up the brass color around it so it doesn't look like it's so blah. And I think we should probably do this like we would do one of our washes. Just use a bowl, because we're not using much paint and it's not sticking around for long. So putting it on the wet palette doesn't do us much good for this particular application. Boom, little drop. Little dab will do you. Okay. And I will definitely post a UV picture of this today so y'all can see what I'm talking about with the glow. Check this side. Needs a little more work on this side. Okay. Check it now. Better. Okay. Yeah, I didn't hear the next battle sound, so I'm gonna have to troubleshoot that later today. Put you off to the side, and I believe we were using Cursed Blade. Yes. Don't need much of that either. So it's just not very loud in my headset. That's what we're having here. Always worried that the notifications I set up just aren't working, because sometimes they don't. Okay, a little more cleanup on that. Okay. This side is almost done. There's a couple little spots where the fluorescent paint is still coming through where I mislaid my brush. Check it again in a second here. Start on this side. Okay. Better, but still a mess. Okay. Those rocks are starting to stiffen on there. Looking really good. Okay, I'm going to let that dry for a little bit. While that dries, let's say we do something fun. Oh, boss was defeated. Okay. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I hadn't realized the boss was defeated. Well, that started a new one for y'all. Okay, so while this stuff dries and we have a little bit of time, this is not quite stiff enough. Well, you know, if I put on a little pressure, a little more glue squeezes out, we might be able to get some more of the stuff in here to hold these things down. All right. But while we're waiting on that, we got the big old box from Good Enough. And I am well behind on opening it. Oh, here it is. Because I was supposed to do this last week and pull out monster number 2. So let's see what we have here for monster number 2. Because this will be the next project once we finish this guy. Okay, so, oh, they taped it nicely so that it would get here in one piece. Thank you. Okay, opening monster number 2. I'll have to let them know I did it about 54 minutes in. Okay. Monster number 2. I have not seen this. Oh, it's in pieces. It's in pieces. Oh, that's a big spiky clubby tail too. Okay. Oh, what is this? Oh my golly. I'm going to have to ask him what monster this is. Okay. And he sent the little round base. I'll put that base back in the box for now. I don't want to lose it. Because I have a feeling I'm going to be using a 6-inch base on this guy again. Okay, this guy goes together like that. So we'll get him together. We'll sand that down so he goes together, preferably without a gap on the bottom there. Let's see. Nope, got to go this way. But we can also fill that. I've got stuff to fill that with. What is this? There we go. Sorry guys, I don't know why that camera is doing what it's doing, but I had it fixed. It worked for a while. All right, so I'm gonna have to ask him which monster this is because I want to look up some paint schemes. I mean, it almost, I don't know. I don't rightly know. I mean, is this another Saurian beast from BlueWyvern, or is this one of the Kaijumon? This guy is immense and scary looking. 4 eyes. Lots of horns and sharp teeth. That maw, second maw there is not exactly pleasant to look at. A little bit of nightmare fuel there. All right. So, let's see what we need to do here. I don't think there's really anything we can do to get this part to match up other than fill the gap. So I think what I'll do is I will glue it. We have our, yeah, I don't know if he's going to stand once I glue him or not. We might have to find a way to make that work. Glue. Okay, got some open super glue. I'm using the gel for this. Squeezed in a generous portion. Have a new rag here. Push this guy together. Wipe off the excess that's sticking out. Now I think we'll use the baking soda and super glue method to fill that gap once we get this part together. I've never actually done it, so probably doing it wrong. Let me hold this guy together for a little bit. Yeah, that gap won't be too terrible to fill. Okay. Does he stand now? Well, he kind of leans on that tail. We're definitely going to put magnets in the bottom of his feet. And this, yep, 6-inch base. Okay. Hang on a sec, guys. I'm going to put up the BRB screen for a sec. I'm just going to walk over, grab a base for him. Enjoy the squirrels. Okay, this glue tube is done. There we go. Okay, I got a 6-inch base for him. While this glues and dries, it's pretty stable now. I like using the gel super glue for gluing together stuff like this because it sets kind of, for me, it sets faster than the other stuff. This, I'm going to need to get a new glue tray here in a little bit. Okay. If we get the magnets in there right, we can set him kind of like that on the base. I'm looking at it from the top on screen here as well as from the front. I think that'll do well. So let's okay. Take some Abaddon black. Now, you know what? We'll wait to do that. We will put magnets on him first. And I'll stick a couple magnets out the bottom so we can set him right where he's going to go, and then we'll drill the holes in this. Okay, let him dry just a little bit. This guy is a hefty monster too. He's got some weight to him. I'm hoping the magnets will hold him in place. If not, we'll use a rock to prop his tail in the back for when he's on the base. Yeah, definitely want to find out. I want to say this looks like one of the big Kaijumon, but don't rightly know. Okay, so let him dry. Set the base right here. Let's see, do I have my drill? I have my drill. And I have my bit. Okay. We like to do things lightly around here, so I have my hammer drill. Ooh. Okay. Grab our checker. Okay, that's the way it's going to go. feet are very thick, so this should be fairly simple. Just a little further to get that magnet in there completely. That should be good. Now the other foot. A little deeper. Perfect, maybe a little too deep, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Set him over here. I have already lost a magnet. Just gather that one back up. Okay. Let's test these magnets again and we'll get some glue going in this guy. There we go. Gonna need the glue again. And it's gonna take, it takes a while for this glue to actually fully cure. I mean, it's not an incredible duration of time, but it does take a bit. Okay. Squeeze a little bit in. And there you are. Okay. Okay, that one's pressed in. That one's pressed into place. It is a little proud. You know what? We can fix that. Oh. Let's take it just a little bit deeper. There we go. All right, that's going to take at least 2 hours to fully cure, just because of how thick the glue is in there. I know when I do bases, it almost takes overnight to cure. And then once those are cured in, that is cured in there, we'll go ahead and put a couple of magnets on the bottom, put some paint on them, and then figure out where it's going to stand on the base, and then I can drill into the base and install magnets into it. Okay, how's this doing? Yeah, that's going to need some glue up around the edges there. All right. Oop. All right. Let's work on this a little bit. This is still probably drying. So since we have the glue on here and they're basically holding, you know, I can tip to the side. We're going to get some more glue on here and add some other rocks to it. Here's the glue. Use this for our glue. For this we will need, it's not really a sacrificial brush because I clean these things out right after stream, so I'm able to use them over and over again for the glue. But if you don't clean it out, you've pretty much sacrificed that brush to the glue gods. Okay. Bring our rocks on over here. There we go. Got some bigger pieces here to go on here. Okay. Let's set him back on here. And figure out where we're putting some of these other guys. All right. I know where that one's going, so let's pull that off for a minute. Some glue on there. Don't be shy with the glue when you're doing this because it dries clear and you can make it disappear with your base coverings and your texture paste. Matter of fact, right now, while I got a little bit of that there, sprinkle some of that on in there. push some of these guys into place. Okay, and that gets a little bit of this later on work done already. Okay. Actually utilize the glue we have. Drop a couple pieces right back in here. There we go. Let's lay it down. And there goes the camera again. Hang on a sec, guys. Let me bring that camera back up. I don't know why it's doing this. There. Sorry, guys. I had not noticed that it had stopped. And we're getting a little bit more of this stuff in here to make it look like a little rock outcropping. There we go. Set that to the side. And then we're going to need some more rocks over here. Okay, that seemed to have fixed the issues we were having. I really am sorry about this, guys. This is not what I like to see when I stream. But this is not what I'd like to show you guys. I want you guys to actually be able to view and see and enjoy what I'm doing and not be dealing with me working with all these other issues. Okay, so we've got some rocks on there. I'm going to add some more. I've got these small chips out, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to add them in here in different spots. This is one of those occasions where you almost can't overdo it. I stress the almost part. I know we can get this one more on here. Oh, there we go. need to wet your sacrificial glue brush, but you know. And right up in here, put up some glue, because I want to try and get as much of the rock on here as we can in one fell swoop. Not that I think there needs to be an absolute megaton of rock on here. Oh, train going by. I don't think you guys can hear it, but I can hear it on the, I have the chicken cams and all, I can hear them. There we go. Ooh. There we go, grabbing and pushing on things. They are not set yet. Okay. I think that's looking good. That is going to take 24 to 48 hours to fully set. The glue is kind of thick, but we can begin to work on it tomorrow with priming and painting. And the texture paste, of course. We can get the texture paste done tomorrow morning, and then, or I can do it in the morning and then just bring you guys along for the painting portion of it after I prime it. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to look really good. There's a good possibility I'm going to put this guy up for sale on the fourth wall site once I'm done with him. The price will be a donation to Hero Dogs, and I will ship it to you. The shipping will be added in. The full proceeds of whatever I receive from it will go to Hero Dogs. Okay, this guy's feet should be glued. Okay. All right, guys, let's take a quick 5-minute break. I'm going to clean out my glue dish and brush, and then we will bring this guy around, find a rock for under his tail, and then get him set on the base. I think we're done with this guy for now while this glue and stuff dries. I know I say I'm not going to work on these guys off stream, but to get them done, I might actually have to break that promise and do some of the work. You know, not necessarily the painting, but get some of the texture paste on there, any sand that we need to use to fill in. Like for this guy, when I fill the gap on here, I'll probably do that off stream. You guys really don't need to sit around and see that. That's not the kind of not very entertaining. So it's going to take me about 3 to 5 minutes to get this all taken care of. Ads will run during that time, but that'll just mean when I come back, we won't have ads for like an hour. So please stick around, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Took a little longer than I expected. My gloves tore and they kept tearing as I put new ones on. Okay, so I found a rock to set this guy on. I think we want to have him. Okay. I think that'll be good for him. So here's what we're gonna do. Put a ton of glue on the bottom here. Set up here like that. That that piece of cork came out of the bag absolutely perfect. I mean, it was the right height on the one side there. So get that in there. Let's let that sit there for a minute because once that rock sets, I can get a little more of the little ones in there to help hold it into place. And then we can drill the holes in the base for this guy. My stream is very quickly going sideways. It's almost like I didn't take my Adderall. But I did. So I don't know what's going on. Might be excitement. I've got another new model out to paint. And this guy is just absolutely fantastic looking right now. All right. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to do these right this minute. So, who all's out there today? I haven't seen. Let's see, what's this thing say? Who's in chat today? Usual suspects. Okay. And we won't be raiding out after the crafting portion of the stream today either, because we're going to go to the nature cams. You guys can watch the squirrels the rest of the day. I like watching them while I'm working. Oh, and I can need to make this go away. There. Okay. Just waiting on glue to dry, guys. I might need to stick some pieces in there to help hold that stable. Let's pull out those. We're not going to need the little ones just yet. Maybe for this one I'll break down and go get some what do they call those things? Aquarium plants. Let's see here. There we go. Just need to get a couple little pieces in here so it doesn't rock quite so much. Plus they add a little detail here and there where it can be helpful. Whoa, don't push too hard there, Greg. Let's keep these guys centered and happy. Okay. There, now that has got to dry. I've got to leave it alone. This guy can sit back here looking cool and scary. All right. Lid. Okay. Let's clean up a little bit. I'm not the neatest person in the world, but I do want to keep as much dust out of my projects as possible, so I have to start and remember to wipe off my desktop a little more often as I work and before I stream each morning. Okay. So what we got left that we can do here? Well, these guys are set. They've got to glue and dry. But let's see what we can do here. Maybe I can finagle a photo for the works in progress here. Let's see here. Go. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, that shows the glow, what I see when it glows. I know for some reason the camera doesn't pick it up very well. It's probably the UV spectrum thingy or whatever. Let me edit that, and we can upload that to Works in Progress while we sit here. Edit, and let's crop it later. Save. There we go. And we will send that. Oh, there's a battle. I heard that one. Who are we fighting? Oh, giant wasps. Okay. That trapper. there we go. Oh, monotype for the quest. So he gets caught no matter what, or at least attempted. Flip bug. I don't even know if I had that one. Okay. Okay. What day is today? 15th, right? Yes. Okay. The purple glow, unfortunately, I can't get rid of on this photo because it is, that's the UV light, but it shows the glow very well. Maybe if I held it up here higher, that would work. We'll have to try that on the next one. Let's open up Krita. Where's Krita? Lychee, that's maker. Weird, Krita was on my taskbar, apparently not anymore. Oh, there's an update. Maybe? No. Oh wow, there's a lot of stuff to update in Steam though. Okay. Let's go here. Nope, let's go here. And we'll do new source. Window capture. Krita. That's not Krita. And you need to go all the way down here. Come on. There we go. Okay, now. See if I can get this to display correctly. Okay, it's not showing Krita. I don't know what it's showing, but it's not Krita. Let's see what it does here. Well, 1 second, guys. We'll have decent looking stuff back. Okay, the Krita display is not working. I'll have to work on that offline. Sorry about that, guys. It'd be nice to be able to do my graphics up here too when we're fooling around with this stuff. Oh yeah. Am I ready for a new boss battle? I certainly am. Okay. Yeah, don't forget to do your boss attacks every 15 minutes, guys. Okay. So I have a picture of him up here. I'm going to put it on the whips real quick. This should not take but a second. Wrapper, works in progress. There we go. Okay, the whip is up with the that shows the glow that you get from these these glow in the dark paints from Green Stuff World and Cuttlefish Colors. So now we could also, if you guys thought it would be interesting, we could add some mutagenic purple to the gemstones that are on there as well. But that, you know, that may or may not work. This is the other boy. Come on. Focus. Who is this guy? Because I put him together, we're going to base him up. That is Chunkers. Okay, that one's BlueWyvern as well. Okay, yeah, I wanted to know where to look up to see what kind of guy this was. This guy's about ready to finish off the basing, and I started the base for the new guy. I want to get the base ready before Saurian's the Primal Aberration. Ooh, I like that name. Okay, yeah, I'm going to start painting on him as soon as we finish the attack beast. But I wanted to get him ready and based because it's been too long since I've been on. And the glue is, as usual, taking forever to dry. That's how he looks right now with the rocks on there. I thought the added three-dimensionality of adding the really taller rock in the back gives more scope and scale to his size. I'm only going to put tufts on with him. With this guy, I was thinking about, because he looks like a Saurian, but he looks more, I don't know, like a magical critter or something. I think I might get some aquarium plants to put on his base, but I don't know yet. Well, I was thinking about, I could just leave it as mesa rocks like that. That's not a bad idea. But I was going to do the grays like I usually do. But yeah, if I do all the browns and all, get some green, dark green, and dead tuft in there, I think that'll look really good. I want to build a texture paste up around his feet too. There's no grass. That's true. Okay. I'll have to keep that in mind. That gives me more ideas for this guy. I've got to go look at the aquarium plants in Goodwill and see what's available. Okay, so we got about an hour left, and I need to figure out something to do here. So I don't want to do the Necrons today. I'm having fun with this. But I have to wait for glue to dry. All right. Let's see, what else have we got here? That's all Necrons in that box. Nothing else is primed. Nothing but my big boy that I'm already working on. I haven't even primed any pieces that are just terrain pieces for working. Well, crud. Now, since we're working on the base here, that'll hold him up and stable. me do a little painting around the base of his feet. Give me an idea where we're going to put him. Oh, extra shiny chance. Okay, this gives us a basic outline for where his feet will be, so that when we go to put him down with the extra magnets on there, we don't go too far off from where we need to be. I think the magnets, they do a lot for you. I mean, yes, they help hold the piece to the base without having to drill and pin it, but I also like the fact that if you want, you can take this guy off and use him in your game, and then when you're done, you can put him back on here like it's just a display piece. I've never magneted anything else except to the bases on Warhammer. But I also haven't done that many, and Necrons are so tiny you don't magnet those. Go. And I like the bases you sent. These guys are just so big and chunky, though. I've been pulling out, these are 6-inch rounds, or 5-inch rounds, something like that, that I got from Walmart. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. I put magnets in the bottoms of the bases for the little D&D guys that I do, but I think their feet are too small to drill into effectively and put a magnet in there so that you could separate them from their base if you wanted to. But 100 Johnny and I were talking about it, and what we thought about doing was making a place, like if you do it as a small diorama, make it a place where the base fits down in, matching the environment, and then the whole mini and base come out for use in a game. Yeah, and I have other, let's see, that's not WizKids. I've got some WizKids minis down here that I want to paint. There it is. Halloween's coming, and I've got 3 sets of the Scarecrow and Stone Cursed. Unfortunately, they're the exact same sculpt, but I want to paint them up. I have an idea for these guys. When I was DMing, there was a curse that you could catch if you went through a specific magical garden, and over time you would root to the ground and turn into a plant. And I was thinking about doing the Stone Cursed as one of the guys being turned into a plant. And I want to do the diorama that would be in, because I just think that would be absolutely awesome. Let's see. Okay, no, my camera didn't freeze. My stream is just behind. Let's see if I can't pick that up. Yeah, only 6 seconds behind now. Nice. Instead of 40. Okay. So what can we do? What can we do? I have a lot of the purple foam in sheets that I have a 1/2 inch thick and I have 1.5 inch thick. I think I want to cut out some 6-inch bases to do little mini vignettes or smaller than, you know, take up a huge shelf space dioramas where you could do with the minis, you could do set them out, use it in your campaign with, you know, whatever is on it, and then, you know, have places where you could stick minis down using magnets that would hold them in place if you just wanted to use it as a little display. But I have to get all that sorted in my head. I haven't seen the Walhalla things. Let's see, Walhalla. I've also wanted to do a book nook as well. Let's see, let's copy that out. Oh, wow. 3D printable mini displays you hang on your wall. What will they think of next? I take it these are FDM printable. They look it. Oh, wow. I would definitely have to investigate this a little further. Let's see, what's their technical information? Support free, so saying support free, so they are probably okay. Yeah, my son and I still need Hunter Johnny and I still need to get together and buy a new FDM printer. He has the Ender Pro 3, and we've been having trouble keeping it level and getting it to print perfectly for us. Looking at at least looking at the Fantasy stonework where it hangs on like a couple screws, I don't think resin will last. I think you might have to do the support sections there probably in the FDM just to have a good solid and less than brittle base. And you might be able to do the rest of the stuff that with resin though, depending on how these pieces go together. I might have to give us a try. He's got, and the holes are drilled in for the bases, so you could probably, if you didn't want to put magnets in the model, you could do similar to Foxbite and put a little metal disc in there with a magnet in the mini base, and it'll hold the minis a little better on that wall shelf. Just in, you know, I'm always just in casing things. Okay, they look like they're all glued together. Yeah, I might have to buy and print one of these up and see how well it goes together. I think we could do the small pieces there without a problem. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I didn't think about doing it that way. I've been using 2 magnets for just about everything. The only issue I would have would be since if I use the resin bases, there's no inset in the bottom large enough for a washer. But With that thought in mind, though, even if you reverse it and you use washers in your displays and magnets on your minis, that would still work the same way. You may have more minis and use more magnets that way, but I think in that instance, I don't think the cost ratio would be too bad on that. And it would be much easier to carve out of the foam or something to put a magnet in than to drill into a mini. To put a washer in than to drill into the mini to put a washer in. Okay. Yeah, I did. Let me see here. This is my storage box for my minis, and I just took one of the Dollar Tree baking trays, cut it with my grinder, and glued it into the bottom. So yeah, for storage, it totally makes sense. And then also, if you're going to be taking your minis place to place, having the minis in a magnet and then the metal in your storage unit, that I think that would work better than reversing it with the washer on the mini. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm going to add this guy as a favorite. Let's see. Ill-Gotten Games. Follow them. Oh, and they do, looks like they do a little hexagon map tile thing you can print out as well. Very nice. And it's also something else to have fun painting, so. There we go. All right. I'm set with more stuff to get now. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Mrs. Trapper says you're wonderful. Finding more ways for me to spend money. Not that I need help. Okay. That has cemented up a little bit more. So let me get some mini stuff in here. Got a lot of squeeze out on the back here too. There we go. That should hold it in place a little better while that glue dries. go. All right. Yeah, that's looking good. We can get in there with and sand up that base a little bit if we need to. So let's put you back on here. A little bit of added pressure, can't hurt. All right, well, I'm stuck at a point where I gotta wait for glue to dry, so I'm gonna have to spend some time before I start my other job and prime some stuff today so that I have more to paint this week. Because I don't want to get into these guys just yet. These are one-page rules, and this is the guy that I hacked up and tried to turn into a Necron Hexmark Destroyer. And I'm just not quite ready to paint him yet. I haven't decided on the paint scheme that I want to do for these guys, because they're going to be my test before I do the actual Necron models themselves. Oh, have you gotten your mug yet? Just curious. Vooper got hers. She sent me a picture of it on her desk. I found, after I sent you the mug, I got this in the mail. It's the can cozy, and I'm using that for my paintbrushes too. I have 4 mugs with paintbrushes and stuff in them up here. Okay. I'm just like pushing off the inevitable here, so I'm going to be I do that through Fourth Wall. Hang on. I think there's a dash in the name. Let me check real quick. You have enough followers, you can go right to it. I actually had to be invited. Thank you, Zakela, for inviting me. Oops, that's not right. This is them. I like them because it's almost, I think of it as a cross between Etsy, a merch store, and Patreon, all rolled into one site. I've really enjoyed working with them. They have different events online each week. They stream live on Twitch, and they'll show off stores or show how to do things on their site. It's been really easy to use. So I set up memberships on mine. Yeah, thanks, Joshy. Uh, it's just a great site. I set up memberships on mine, and you can set it up so that when you do the memberships, they can get a percentage off of your merch. You can set it so that if they're a Twitch member or a Twitch subscriber, they can get a discount on your membership with your site. All kinds of nice stuff. Okay. Yeah, and you can do giveaways on stream too. So I've got that set up when I get to certain milestones on my stream that I'll be giving away items. And they all run through chat. You really do have to do nothing to get them to go other than start the giveaway. Yes, very easy to set up, and you can like viewers could come in and they could go while you're live. They could go to the Fourth Wall site and gift the product to be given away in your stream, and then anybody in chat can enter the giveaway. And then when it's over, it announces the winner. There's a link they have to go to get it. Absolutely fantastic. I like the way this site is working. I have had one issue with I got one of the T-shirts with my logo on it, and I've had it since April, and it gets washed about once a week, and the logo has started to come off on it. It it was great at the start. There's two different ways you can do the logos, and I think I just picked the wrong printing version for that. I want to make a new, what do they call it? A new item using the other printing method to see if it stays better. Well, not to downplay what they're doing. My wife got was it an Una's Honest T-shirt from when that was running a couple years ago, and there's been that decal is still being washed just about once a week, once every 2 weeks. That decal is still pristine. So I'm wondering if they're using the other all-over method of printing, and I want to redo the item and order another sample to see if that works better. Because if it does, I'll just move everything to that printing method and be happier about what's going out. All right, well, I'm still going to be available, but I'm going to switch over to the nature cams because I've got to wait for this glue to dry. I can't do anything else until it dries. And in about a little bit here, I'll have to run the boy to work. So I will be available in chat. The stream is going to run until probably 8 or 8:30 tonight. If anybody needs me, you can get me in Discord or in chat. And yeah. Thanks for coming out today, guys, for the crafting portion of the stream. Let me do my shout outs here. Of course, there's always Good Enough. Fantastic. Sent me the monsters. These monsters are all printed by him. Designed by BlueWyvern so far. Are all the D&D monsters designed by BlueWyvern? The ones that you sent me in the box? No. Okay. So I'll keep an eye out. Shout out to Vooper. Amazing graphic designer. Give her a check out. Have her do some emotes for you, or a logo. Logo up in the corner. That was her. And then Zakayla. She does a lot of fiber crafts, but she got me into Fourth Wall. She introduced me to Epidemic Sound. So a big shout out and thanks to her. All right, guys, moving over to nature cams. So I will see you all hopefully tomorrow to continue work on these guys and get the bases ready and the paint ups finished.